Okay, so never before have there been more people wanting to learn how to tattoo, and never before has there been more information out on the internet to help them do that. Now, before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about this panther I'm about to do. It's going in kind of like a tight spot, so I was able to, do a crawling down panther, reaching for a skull. This spot was interesting. It was really tight, and it was going next to some tattoos that were amazing. I hope you stay around to the end to see it. But let's talk about TikTok and tattoo tutorials and YouTube and all that good stuff. So what is the problem with the next generation of tattooers? I'm gonna try and be as constructive as possible because I honestly believe that in the next 10 years, the tattooers who come out of this generation are gonna be amazing. But there's gonna be a lot of damage done by these tutorials that I kinda wanna just address a little bit. Okay, first off, this is especially true on TikTok. Most of the videos and tutorials I saw were made by apprentices. And I don't really think I have to get too much into why that's a bad thing, because I think inherently we all know that someone who's learning how to do something shouldn't be teaching someone how to do something. But I would go even further to say that someone tattooing less than 8, 10, 12 years shouldn't be teaching someone either. Tattooing is very intricate. It's extremely difficult, and unless done properly, it has lifelong repercussions for the person you're doing these tattoos on. So I think that the people who are watching these videos need to be very careful about the information they're consuming, because a lot of times what I heard was wrong, and even the things that I heard that were right were still wrong. A lot of times, like on these videos, I would see, this is how you shade. And it's like, yes, maybe, or maybe you don't shade like that because this person's tattoo is different, or the placement I'm tattooing is different. Like, there is no one solution to everything. And I don't necessarily even blame apprentices or new tattooers for creating these videos. I understand it. I think that most of the blame goes to these older tattooers who aren't opening their mouth and talking to a camera. I get it. No old tatters want to talk about anything to a camera, and especially don't want to talk about tattooing because we don't want to risk looking cringy, especially after this long history of like these cringy tattoo shows like Miami Inks and Ink Master. And that's no dog on you if you watch those. That's great. I'm sure you found them entertaining, but as a tattooer, I find them to be awful. The amount they talk about drama and things that don't relate to tattooing makes it difficult to want to talk to a camera if I know that people will lump me in with that type of stuff. Without doing it, it creates this void that is being filled by tattoo apprentices and people who shouldn't be talking and teaching people how to tattoo over the internet. Now, the next thing is that learning how to tattoo from a tutorial on YouTube will never replace a traditional apprenticeship. Now, I recently stumbled upon this video.
Do you think there's still an advantage of having a traditional apprenticeship nowadays?
Absolutely not. Because it's everything, there's no secrets anymore.
And you might wonder how I could possibly disagree with Charlie Cartwright. Well, here's how. I think that there's much more to tattooing than just learning how to set up a tattoo machine or learning what black is. Those are basics. I could literally set you up with all of that knowledge. I'll give you my stencil, I'll give you my tattoo machine, I'll set it up for you, I'll lay out inks, make it all perfect for you, and you're gonna do an awful tattoo. Because there's a way that I learned how to tattoo over the course of years of watching other tattooers do tattoos. I really didn't learn much from my apprenticeship. And that's no knock on my mentor. He was great, taught me everything I needed to know. But I learned the most about tattooing the 2 years when I was a shop hand. I watched every single tattoo that got done, and I watched different styles, and I learned how to speak to clients, which is something you're really not gonna learn from a tutorial. But I was able to learn all this information from just watching for hours and hours and hours. And by the time someone put a tattoo machine in my hand, I knew it, I understood it. And you cannot replace that with a tattoo tutorial. You cannot replace that by reading a book on how to tattoo. If you want to learn how to tattoo, you need to sit and you need to watch. So these tutorials, like, I hope that they're reaching the right people. People who've been tattooing over 5 years and they watch it and they're like, oh, I get how that person does that, that's perfect. But I don't think that's who they're trying to get to. I think that they're trying to get to young tattooers who want to learn how to tattoo. And that's why I don't mind showing. I'll show you how I do a tattoo all day long. You can't repeat it. I hope you like this video. I hope you like this panther. It was super cool. It was interesting. It was really fun to do. And I think the subject is really, and I hope that, like, if you want to learn how to tattoo, you do the right steps to do it. And if you don't, I hope you stick with it. I hope you become a great tattooer. I hope you prove me wrong. I hope you're the exception to whatever I said. I truly do. But like, subscribe. I'll make more videos like this. I often do.